God save the king. Dan, which king are you talking about? King Charles? No, King George. Dan, there's been 6 King Georges. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about King George, the father of Queen Elizabeth? No, I'm not talking about that King George. I'm not even talking about British royalty. Okay, Dan, then what King George are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about the King George here in the United States. Dan, we've never had monarchs in the United States. What are you talking about? I'm talking about we've had 3 King Georges in the United States. Okay, Dan, I'm going to go along with this, but who are you talking about? Okay, well, the first one I'm talking about happens to be George Strait, the king of country music. George Strait, the king of country music. Oh, okay. Well, hang on a second, Dan. In order to be a king, you have to be in the military, and you have to be like the greatest of all time. Well, yeah. George Strait served in the army. He was stationed in Hawaii, and he's the king of country music. Okay, Dan, I'll keep going along with this. Who else are you talking about? Well, I'm also talking about George Washington. Okay, so George Washington was our first commander-in-chief, and he helped us win our independence. Okay, so when he helped us win our independence, the country loved him so much that they wanted him to be our first king. But he turned it down. And instead of being king, he decided to be a president. Okay. So he also served in the military, and like I said, he was commander-in-chief. So therefore, he's rightfully a king. Okay, all right, Dan. Continue. Well, the third is none other than George Herman Babe Ruth. Oh my gosh, Dan, what are you talking about? Babe Ruth never served in the military. What is he the king of? Well, Babe Ruth did serve in the military. And he was drafted during World War I. See there? There's a picture of him. Okay. So what is he the king of? I mean, how is he the greatest of all time? Well, Babe Ruth was the original home run king. Oh, I see. All right. Well, continue. Okay. So George Herman Babe Ruth was the original home run king. He served in our military, and he's like the greatest of all time. So therefore, by right, he's royalty. Oh, okay. So basically what you're saying is that we've had 3 kings, all named George, here in the United States. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I guess I'll go along with that. Well, in that case, God save the king.